Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning I post a video covering everything vintage. Today we are going to take a deep dive into EX Ruby and Sapphire. Now this is the first set where we actually get some EX cards. And then of course we'll be checking our Grails, Gold Stars, Shiny, and Crystal cards. And we're going to do something new today. So for all these sets we're going to look at, we're also going to look at a couple cards that are currently available for sale. And then of course we got to give thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. Punch-Out Gaming is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to them all. Nobody can beat the variety. You can order right from their site too. They got a ton of stuff: Pokemon, sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, tons of video games and video game consoles. But they have one of the best selections of raw Pokemon cards that I have ever seen. And they're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, and all the links are in the description. Definitely check them out. But all right, let's check out the set. Now, this is actually the first set where I stopped doing master sets, and then I don't do any more master sets besides like small little subsets here and there. But I just collect the cards that I like. So in my eyes, a master set for me, for these, would be getting every single EX card for all the sets that have these EX cards, because that's what I like. So I'd rather spend all my money on awesome cards that I love than spending my money on a ton of cards that I may not like as much. You know, even the holos get pretty expensive, but you know, the EXs is where it's at. So I have all of these. I need the Magmar, which we're going to check a Magmar today. I might throw an offer on that. Not sure yet, but pretty solid. I mean, Lapras, I love the Hitmonchan. Just got that. Mewtwo's in here. Scyther, Chansey. Like, we got some solid Pokemon. So checking out that Magmar. This is for sale right now. $35 or best offer. Pretty clean. I mean, these cards get pretty scratched up. I see one scratch at the top. Otherwise, it looks pretty nice, and it's a little off-centered, but I personally care way more about like the quality of the card than the centering. That does not bug me as much. So I might throw a little offer on this thing. And then we also got the Electabuzz. It was pretty slim pickings to find like actually clean cards. And this card's not bad, I must say. $50 though is somewhat expensive. So let's check the recently sold here and see if we can find a Magmar and Electabuzz to compare. So we got the Chansey, 25, and I do have this set to near mint. We got the Scyther for 45, the Sneasel for 32. And I'm telling you, I clicked on a ton of these cards. The quality just isn't there. You know, like it looks somewhat nice, but I mean, look at that whitening. It's just all over. So not the biggest fan of stuff like that. But let's see here. We got the Hitmonchan, 27. We got a PSA 9 Scyther for 102. Hitmonchan, lightly played for 15. We got the Scyther, best offer 35. We got another Scyther PSA 8 for 53. We got the Scyther, $50 or best offer, accepted. PSA 7 Mewtwo for 90 bucks. I could not find a nice Mewtwo on all of eBay right now. Magmar for 15. So let's check this Magmar for 15. Got to click the view original listing. Check the condition. Not terrible, but it's in a top loader without a sleeve. So that instantly terrifies me. Looks like there's some specs at the top too. So definitely not, you know, actually near mint. We got a PSA 8 Mewtwo for 115. We got a Chansey PSA 7 for 32. Scyther PSA 9 for 113. Got the Mewtwo raw for 80. Let's check the condition on this Mewtwo here. Very curious, just because thankfully I have a really, really nice one, but I was shocked. I just could not find a decent one at all. So this isn't terrible. Yeah, not a terrible card here. Again, that's not in a sleeve. What are we doing here? You got to be super careful, because then there could be a lot of scratches on there that the picture just is not picking up. And then here we got a PSA 8 Magmar for 43 plus $4 in shipping. And the Electabuzz for 30, which I've clicked on before. Chansey 32. Here we got a PSA 10 Scyther for $590. We got the Hitmonchan. Actually beat the Scyther. Wow. I'm shocked. 660. Sold by Z&G. He's another Pokemon YouTuber. Then we got the Chansey PSA 10, $526. We got the Magmar PSA 10, $272. Oh, that's rough. That is quite the drop off. I like Magmar. Then we got the Sneasel here for $536 in a 10. So someone must have sold out their entire collection. Wow, I'm kind of shocked at the Electabuzz price too. $300 for the 10. Thought that would get a little more. We got a Chansey here near mint. Mint for 40 bucks. Got to check that. Let's see here. You just never know on eBay. You really got to check everything. So definitely some whitening on the top. Right. Oh, and the whole edge too. Lots of edge wear. All right. I'm kind of liking this Magmar. I think I'm going to throw an offer here. But yeah, I'm a fan of this card. So when I make offers, you know, I make offers all day long on a ton of different cards. I do somewhat lowball. I try not to be like insulting, but I try to get it for the best deal possible. You have no idea how many times where I've like, well, I'll just send it. Worst case scenario, they decline it or don't even respond, and then they just accept it. I'm telling you, it's happened hundreds of times. Might make a couple people mad. So at $35, you know, there's going to be like $2 in tax or whatever. So we'll do like 23 bucks. So that way it will come out to an equal $25 if he accepts it. I probably will have to block out this next part because I think it shows my actual card stuff. But there we go, offer sent. So now a lot of people, when they do sell cards and they put best offer, they put like a limit too, to where like, you know, maybe $30 was the least they will take, to where it would automatically decline. So, you know, if that happens to you, you just got to raise the offer a little more, which I would have done a little bit for sure, but hopefully I can get it for that price. All right, let's go back here, and I want to go up to the highest price. I'm guessing it's going to be all of these. And we already got a counter offer on that Magmar, which was pretty quick. Let's see here. View offer, seller's counter offer, $25.99. I think we'll accept that. I feel like that's somewhat fair. So accept. All right, so I bought it. Came to about $27.50 total. Checking the highest price. I'm guessing it's going to be all those PSA 10s. We got a Mewtwo basic CGC 10 for $800. But otherwise, a Hitmonchan for $660, $610, Scyther for $590. All right, let's check out some sold listings of some booster packs. We got a Mightyena here for $361, but it's in a weird plastic case. Then we got the full art set here for $1,000 or best offer accepted. We got another Mightyena for $253. We got a Larion for $275. We got 7 packs here for $1,500. Beautiful. We got a Spanish one for $45. That's pretty cheap. We got a Sceptile here for $200. We got a 17.4 gram Larion for $308. Skipping the Spanish ones. Even though I clicked English, there's still a ton of Spanish on here. We got another Mightyena for $200. We got a Sceptile here for $350. We got a Larion here for $270. Decent amount of sales. We're still in August. Another Mightyena for $270 or best offer accepted. We got a Manectric here for $250. We got a Blister Manectric for $1,200. Wow. I'm guessing that is the most expensive one. Let's double check. Yes, that is the most expensive sale for just a single pack. All right, checking out some crystal cards here. I found this Nidoking, lightly played, $365. It's pretty clean except the back at the very top. There's that little indent there, and then there's another little tiny scratch or little indent at the very, very top in the middle. But otherwise, the card is pretty clean. And remember, on these more expensive cards like this, you can definitely message the seller and work out some sort of deal. You know, you might not be as picky, but so checking out the Charizard in a PSA 5 sold for $2,500. We got a PSA 9 Nidoking for $1,100. We got a very good Celebi for $400. We got a Crystal Charizard for $1,805. Best offer accepted. We got a Kingdra PSA 1 with a swirl for $200. It's crazy how much PSA 1s are worth. We got a CGC 9.5 Celebi reverse holo for $400. I think the reverse holos are also super, super beautiful. Here we got a Kingdra PSA 8 for $310 plus $23 in shipping. We got a Nidoking here, PSA 5, $460 your best offer. So if we compare that to that Nidoking here, $364, you know, I feel like this would probably grade a 5. You never know though. But let's move on. We got the Lugia here, $1,000 or best offer with a CGC 6. Kabutops PSA 10, $1,500 on October 17th. Then we got a Nidoking here, raw, $350 on the 19th. So let's take a little peek at this and compare it to the other listing. But yeah, it's just slim pickings. You know, these cards go quick. So when a good deal comes online for these crystal cards or any of these grail cards, they go super, super fast. So you really, really got to watch. Otherwise, you got, you know, auctions. So this card is like legit damaged. So I think the one is definitely nicer. And this sold for $350. Where'd it go? And that Nidoking here is $364. So this is not terrible if you really look at what, you know, recently sold. But all right, let's move on to some gold stars. This was the cheapest, best deal that I could find on all of eBay right now. We got the Raikou here in a PSA 8 for $320. Looks somewhat clean, but now let's check recently sold. Try to compare that Raikou to a recently sold one. So on October 22nd, we got the Mew in a PSA 7 for $800. We got a CGC 8 Raikou here for $320. So PSA 8 for $320 or the CGC 8 for $320. And usually PSA is worth a decent amount more for those lower grades. So we got a Pikachu here. Best offer accepted, $3,500 for a PSA 9. We got a Flareon $350 near mint. Want to see if this is actually near mint. Yeah, definitely not near mint. Any sort of crease in it, it's not near mint. We got a CGC 9 Entei for $425 for best offer accepted. We got a CGC 7.5 Gyarados for $1,000. We got a Regice for $1,050 in a PSA 9. We got a Metagross in a PSA 9 for $2,000. I love that Metagross. I feel like I never see that one sell. And we got a Raikou PSA 10 for $1,250. PSA 10 Suicune for $1,475. We got a PSA 9 Raikou for $477 or best offer. Another Raikou CGC 9 for $380 or best offer with subgrades. I do like those subgrades. We got a Flareon for $437. We're still on October 21st. We got a CGC 8 Jolteon for $575. We got a CGC 7.5 Regice for $500. We got a Rayquaza Raw, wow, for $1,200. Then we got the Jolteon in a PSA 8 for $608. The Metagross for $293. We got the Jolteon for $400. We got the Registeel for $1,100. The Entei for $295. Near mint. We got a PSA 7 Suicune for $350. We got a PSA 7 Raikou here for $265. We got a PSA 10 Raikou for $1,200. PSA 8 Entei for $360. And here we got a PSA 8 Raikou for $356. So, and that was on October 20th. So this Raikou here is $320. You never know. Might be able to message them, get it for $300. Decent seller. Looks like I've even bought from them before. You know, it tells me that right down there. There are 22 people watching this. But I mean, $320, this sold for $360. Again, it kind of depends on the actual quality of the card. You never know, but not too bad. And we'll end it off here on this Flareon for $430 raw. All right, next, going to some shining cards. There was literally no super clean shining cards for sale that were an actual good deal. So the best deal that I possibly found was this Noctowl here. And it's not in the best condition. Like, it's not terrible, but, you know, a perfect binder card, I would say. And I feel like the face looks decent. And there is, you know, best offer. So that's your best chance. You know, you might be able to snag this thing for a good deal. But let's compare it to, you know, the recently sold. We got a Shining Charizard for $400. We got a PSA 7 Shining Charizard for $822. We got a CGC 5 Shining Steelix for $150. We got a PSA 3 Shining Celebi for $125. PSA 6 Celebi for $215. CGC 6 Shining Mewtwo for $400. We got a Shining Gyarados for $375 and a PSA 5. We got a raw first edition Shining Charizard, $1,800. We got a Shining Gyarados Unlimited PSA 9 for $900. First edition Shining Magikarp, 8.5, $550 your best offer from CGC. We got a raw Shining Charizard for $650. First edition Shining Magikarp, $595 raw. CGC 7.5 Unlimited Shining Magikarp, $250. We got a PSA 5 Unlimited Shining Raichu, $250. Raw Steelix here for $180, says lightly played, moderately played. And then ended off, we got a PSA 9 Shiny Noctowl for $345. But I mean, if you look at the cheapest sales, we got a $180 here for Shining Steelix. We got a Shining Raichu PSA 5 for $215. But otherwise, you know, anything below $200 is somewhat cheap. We do have a PSA 3 Shining Celebi here for $125 and a CGC 5 Steelix for $150. So for that Noctowl, I mean, if you can get it for $150, you know, maybe a little less. I mean, that is not terrible. And to end it off, we are going to EX Team Rockets. Again, slim pickings. You guys know I've been really hunting these cards. I'm trying to get like at least PSA 9 to PSA 10 quality. But still, this is the best deal that I could find. It looks like a pretty clean PSA 8, I must say. $175 or best offer for the Rocket Sneasel. It's just crazy. It's just nothing available right now. We got a PSA 9 Rockets Moltres for $350. We got the Rockets Entei for $142 and a PSA 4. We got a PSA 8 Articuno for $232. We got a Hitmonchan and a PSA 5 for $61. We got a PSA 6 Moltres for $177. Raw Entei says model you played, heavily played for $100. And we got a PSA 7 Articuno for $200. We got the Zapdos and a PSA 8 for $270. And then to end it off, we got that Rockets Suicune, beautiful, $202. Got to check the condition on this one. One of my all-time favorite Pokemon cards. Just love that it's like black, you know, I love the black border on there. Would have been so clean, but definitely a little damage here. Dang. Otherwise, though, somewhat clean. Yeah, not a ton of sales for Team Rocket. So if anybody does have, you know, any super clean Team Rocket cards, hit me up. I will definitely buy them. Big fan of these things. Let's see if we can find a Sneasel to compare it to that other one. So we do have a PSA 8 right here for $175 or best offer accepted. So, you know, same thing. You can definitely shoot him an offer, hopefully get it for a decent deal. But that does look like a pretty clean PSA 8. Again, it does have a white background, so it's kind of hard to tell. But to me, that looks pretty clean. There might be a little damage down at the bottom right, but it's kind of hard to tell. It kind of looks like it's just a little card holder. But yeah, that was today's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. Let me know if you guys like this, where I actually show a couple good deals, maybe even buy a card or two, you know, right in the video. And then too, if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And then if you guys want to know when 151 comes back in stock or new cards or sets get revealed, please follow me on Instagram or join my membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you want to watch my last Pokemon What If Wednesday, where we go over Paldea and Fates, it's starting to go up in price. Click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.